when all you have left is memories.
They thought they were going to get away with this, and they're not going to.
That boy was my life, and I live with this every day, knowing that I'm never going to lay eyes on him again.
All my emotions just went blank, just blank.
I'm angry, I'm hurt, I'm lonesome.
I love you.
They become more precious and valuable than anything you could ever own in your life. Coming soon to gatherings. The Mountain Mysteries, the last to fall. In some cases, we'll go to the crime scenes where those loved were murdered with 606 Paranormal's Stacia Underwood, as she'll attempt to make some kind of contact with those we've lost. And we'll look at the impact their lives had on ours. The Mountain Mysteries, the last to fall. Exclusively on Gatherings. Coming soon. It's why we do it.
There was a gurney, and on this gurney there was something covered up with a white sheet. And they just pulled the sheet down.
It's a podcast heard in more than 82 countries around the world. And it's not from some corporation who cares more about the ratings and dollar. To us, it's about the people and the victims and their families. That's what matters. Their names will ring for an eternity in our ears. Names like April Pennington, Amber Spradlin, Dwayne Lovelace, Muriel Baldridge, Krista Garrett, Rochelle Dawson, James Osborne, and so many others. The Mountain Mysteries podcast is available to listen to free of charge on Apple and Spotify, and where most podcasts are found. And see Gatherings on Thursday nights live at 9 p.m. Simply log on to facebook.com/The Mountain Mysteries and youtube.com/Chris Slone Media. Stay mysterious. With 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving and brain food to help you focus, Dubby Energy Drinks keeps you going with enough energy to get you through your hectic days and have some energy to spare. Remember that feeling? No jitters and no crashing at 2 in the afternoon. Just focus and energy. Go to www.dubby.gg now and order any one of the delicious flavors, including the only energy drink that you mix with milk, s'mores flavor. At checkout, use the code MTN Mysteries and get 10% off your order. Unleash your potential.
Oh,
over a year and no answers. It was in January of 2024 that James D. Osborne was brutally murdered while working on a car under the Mini Kentucky Bridge, and no one has come forward with answers yet. Described as a caring, kind, and gentle man, he was coldly taken from his wife, kids, grandkids, and a family that loved him dearly. Now, we ask the question, who killed James Osborne? Episode 82, Monsters Under the Bridge, The Mountain Mystery of James Osborne. Listen as we talk to family members. Maybe you can help a family find justice and peace. October 16th. In golf, they call it a do-over or a mulligan. I call it a do-over. Most of us do. You ever have those moments where you just wish that you could turn back time? Maybe make a different decision? Maybe make a different choice? Maybe answer that phone? Went to that place? Just did something different? That's what a lot of us are going through right now. You know, doing what it is that I do, it's not easy emotionally. And I had the unique thought the other night that maybe, just maybe, there's a touch of PTSD. When you deal with murders and you deal with kids being killed by their parents and you deal with death and you deal with these things that we deal with to bring the stories to life. And now, of course, with Last to Fall on its way, which is kind of a video version of the Mountain Mysteries, which is what I had in my mind for it all along. But anyways, doing this, going there, seeing pictures of a site is one thing, but being there at the site, God, it's entirely different. I can't describe it unless you've experienced it. Tuesday morning, I'm up at 4:30 and 5, whatever, kind of commonplace. Phone chings, and I thought, damn, it's starting early. And it is a mutual friend that Robin and I had, Patricia, sweetheart. And she said, I've got bad news. And right off the bat, when you hear that early in the morning, you know it's not good. And I said, what? With like 3 or 4 question marks behind it, whatever it was. And then she told me. Naturally, I sat there thinking, Robin who? Because it can't be the Robin I know. Can't be the Robin I love. I'm sure she's at home in bed, sawing logs or sleeping or trying to sleep. She had a little bit of trouble with that because of, some things that were going on and, medical things, and her legs would hurt sometimes, things like that. And I said, Robin who? Our Robin. Robin Burchett. And I was like, no. And for a fleeting second, I had in my mind, no way God would do this to me. I mean, it took my parents 30 days apart. Granted, that's the natural order of things. We as parents are supposed to go before our kids. Supposed to. But then, what was it, a year later, within a couple of years, he took two of my best friends, Oliver Little, and Trevor Huff. And now you're taking her? What the hell? Trish told me what she knew. Wreck on the Mountain Parkway. Which that place is jacked up as hell anyways. It's like they were trying to pop sunlight into a freaking holler. Then, of course, you find out more as time goes on. What happened, and it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the hurt. Doesn't make it a damn bit better. I finally had the opportunity today to talk to Kelsey via chat. And my God, it was like talking to Robin all over again. She's so much like her mom. She is a wonderful human being, classy, just like her mom. And in the midst of her pain, she takes time out to message people and tell them how much she appreciates them and what her mom thought. I'm going to see if I can communicate somewhat with Susan. If I thought, Susan, I'd have had you on here with me tonight, and Stacia and I, to share some memories. It's not too late, I mean, I can add you to this mix if you've got a phone or a computer or something like that. But there's going to be some things, and I will scroll through. There is a Facebook page called Love Never Dies, and it's in tribute to Robin Troxel Burchett. And I love the name Love Never Dies. I guess Susan had set that up, and it's a remarkable thing. Got a lot of people on there that loved and cared about Robin. A lot of people. But tonight is going to be more about sharing memories of her than anything else. See, Robin loved this. And she loved gatherings. She loved the Mountain Mysteries podcast. When I finally got her straight on how to listen to it, and we're Gen Xers. I mean, up until I was like 35 or 40, I thought a podcast was something like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something. I didn't know what the hell it was. It's podcasting is still in its infancy, even though there's 10 billion of them out there. Okay, Susan, I'll add you. She just said, sure, I look awful, but I don't care. Susan, I'm sure you look fine. I mean, I look like death sucking on a lifesaver. It's okay. I went and got my hair cut today and teared up there. Teared up yesterday. Tearing up now. It's like death, being the cruel prick that it is, just reached down and took the best of us. Again. All right. Anyway. Robin had actually watched this one night. I'd sent her a link. She'd messaged me, and I said, she said, how do I watch gatherings? She had a very unique way of speaking. God, I love it. I love it, and I'm going to miss that so much. But she said, how do I watch gatherings? So I sent her a link. I said, all right, honey, all you got to do is just click on that, And your phone or your laptop, your computer, whatever else, it'll take you right to it. Or you can watch it on YouTube on TV. A lot of people do that. They watch it on the big screen. Well, anyways, it was a show that this was before, I think, right before Stacia come on board. And it was just me getting on my little soapbox and going off about true crime and the people that commit these acts, the people that kill these other people. I got another word for them, to put it subtly. Oh, yeah, assholes. Yeah, that's what I call them. And I was going off on one of them. I think it was the person that I suspected of killing April Pennington, which, don't get me wrong, they deserve to be went off on anyways. But still, I didn't think it was, this started out as just something to promote the podcast, and it's turned into its own thing. It's got its own life, which I'm grateful. But anyways, I didn't think it was that great. And I was like, God, I could have done it so much better. And Robin asked me, she said, Mike, that was great. That was awesome. That was, and of course, I'm sitting there thinking, hey, Robin is, she's full of kind words, but she's too sweet. She really is. And I said, you are just way too sweet. Well, about 15 seconds later, that phone rings, and she showed me just exactly how sweet she was being. She said, now you let me tell you something. Yeah. And son, there went that voice and that her gibber John. I mean, I told her, I said, baby, you running in 7th gear and I only got 4. Slow down. I can't keep up with you. But she taught me a lot of things. One of the things was, no matter how much you think you know, you can always learn more. And don't be so hard on yourself. Then, of course, when I brought Stacia on, it was a completely different thing. And it just started growing, and it's still growing. And normally, I've got it a little more together than this. But like Susan here has said, that she lost her sister. Yes, Shannon Connell. And I'm sorry, Shannon, if I mispronounced your last name. I mean no disrespect whatsoever, honey. But Shannon says, that was Robin. That was our Robin. Yes, Carla, it was. She was fierce, but she was loving. She was caring. Gosh, she was so proud of her grandbabies and her Chelsea. I know, Chelsea. I can't wrap my mind around it either. It seems like a bad dream. Feels like a bad dream. It's like I told Stace before we were on the air tonight. I said all day long, I've been waiting on a text or a Facebook message or a phone call from her to say, hey, trouble. That's what hey, trouble. And I was like, hey, what's up? God, I love that girl. She was not one in a million. She was not one in a billion. She was one of one. And that is what hurts so bad. One of one. Limited edition. Not another one anywhere on this planet out of 8 billion people. There were so many times I felt like just giving up on all this. See, I had this dream, the Chris Slone media thing, and working with clients to do the one thing that I think I can do halfway decent, which is working with businesses and, social media and stuff like that, and being something unique and setting them apart and being different and I just got to the point, I was like, And I'll never forget what she said. She said, "Now you let me tell you something." She said, "It's okay for you to sit down and take a break, but don't you quit." She said, "You're not a quitter." She said, "Since I've known you, you've never quit anything." She said, "I don't see why you're thinking this." And I said, "I'm tired." She said, "We're all tired. It's okay to be tired, but don't quit." She's a big reason why I'm sitting here tonight. And why Stacia is too. Now I'm going to bring somebody in. And if you will, Susan, just keep an eye on your messenger because I'm going to send you a link and bring you in. There may be some things you have to go through, and it's really simple. It's things like allowing permissions for your camera access and your microphone access because, we want to see and hear you, and we want to hear and see what you've got to say and talk to us about these plans. So I'm getting ready to do that. But right now, I'm going to bring on a girl that's Robin loved, called her sister, never really called her Stacia. She just called her sister. Did she not, baby?
Yeah.
3 words every time she got off the phone or the chat with us. What were they?
I love you.
Yeah. Yeah. God, we would find ourselves in some of the goofiest situations sometimes. I mean, just, and all we could do was laugh about it. It was, and she had this laugh. It was infectious. She'd walk into a room and she'd smile, and people would just stop and look. They loved her. And I'm sorry if I get the name wrong. My brain is a fog right now. But I've got a really good friend that I went to school with. His name is Woody Castle. And he's got a beautiful wife, Amanda. And they've got this really cool son. I think his name's Eric. And God, Robin loved him. Just a great, great guy. And Robin she was that way. People that know me personally know that I take care of my brother. He's special needs. He lives with me. And just like Stace, Robin was always asking about buying him things, getting him things, like little paint sets and little dinosaur things to paint. And what about the gloves she brought you one time when your hands were hurting, was it?
Yeah. After I got to the hospital, she sent me arthritis gloves.
Mm-hmm. Went out and got you some arthritis gloves. Sent them to you because she loved you. Here's the kicker, though. That love is still there. Love doesn't die. I think that's a great idea, Kayla. Can we all just take a moment of silence and say a prayer for strength for those going through this loss? And this is for Chelsea. This is for Robin's granddaughter. This is for her son-in-law. This is for everybody that knew and loved her. Take a moment of silence for her. And while you do that, I'm going to send Susan the magic link. Hmm. Okay, Susan, it should be in your messenger inbox thingy. So I actually, yeah, she was an angel in disguise. But here's the kicker: it was a poor disguise because everybody knew it. She would just look at somebody, and they were just like, "Wow." But look at this, right up there above Stace. That's Robin. That smile. God, it was beautiful. But here's the thing: she just wasn't pretty on the outside. She was beautiful on the inside. Her soul, and she had, or she has, and I think. Oh, there's Susan. She just popped in. I think. Well, I just lost her. Susan, try it again, huh? But I think she had this little. I think it was a Shih Tzu named Gizmo.
Gizzy.
She called him Gizzy. There's Susan. She called it Gizzy, and I remember I'd gone over one evening, and she had made soup. And my God, she could cook. It was the best soup I think I've ever ate in my life. I'd put it up there with my mama's. It was that good. And Gizzy came running over and doing what dogs do. And I looked at Robin. I said, I thought Gizzy was fixed. She said, he is fixed. And I said, then why is it that I'm getting ready to call him Sir Humps a lot? And she said, well, maybe you should just let him finish and eat your soup. I was like, God, Rob. I said, you'd make a freight train want to take a dirt road. And we literally sat there for 10 minutes just laughing. Okay, now we've got Susan on here, who is very close to Robin. Susan, how are you doing, dear? Piss poor question, I know. Yeah. I'm sure you're like the rest of us. I'm actually going to shift this around a little bit and put these beautiful ladies on top while I am down here in my dungeon. That's where I'm comfortable at. So you and are working with Chelsea, right? And to do some memorial get-togethers. And really, I hate to use the word memorial because Robin wouldn't have liked that either. I think Chelsea was right. I think that she would rather it be known as a celebration.
Right. That's the way she lived her life.
And she had some medical things going on. And I know that she went through some pain. But she was always smiling and always laughing and she was the first one to cut up with you. That was just who she was. I mean, I told her, I said, how can you sit there? I said, I know you're in pain. How can you sit? She said, honey, she said, I know, but she said, what have I really got to be tore up about? She said, I got a nice place to live. I got Gizzy. She said, I'm surrounded by people that care about me and people that love me, and I love them. And I'll never forget what she said once that and it was in the thing at the beginning of this. It said she had told me she'd rather live a life of love than a life of malice. She was easy to forgive, quick to forgive. I mean, she set an example for a lot of people. Sometimes when I hear the Ozzy Osborne song, where he sings, maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. I kind of think of Robin. So tell me, tomorrow night, right? There's something going on tomorrow night, and where is it at?
It's going to be at the Caddy Shack at the Paintsville Country Club at 7:30.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Be upstairs in the bar. They don't serve mixed drinks, but they have wine coolers and beer and stuff like that. But sit there, laugh, cry, tell stories. Just remember her.
Talk about her.
And talk about her. And Chelsea's going to be there.
Awesome. Robin was supposed to have introduced me to Chelsea, and God, would I give now if that could still happen?
Well, hopefully you'll be there tomorrow night, Chris, and Stacia, you too. But she was so proud of her children, is so proud.
Yes.
And so proud of her grandchildren. And she, it's just a time for us all to get together. Some people can't be there Saturday. Mm-hmm. So this is the time that they can come and just reminisce.
Brings me to my next point. Saturday, what is it called? The 404 Pavilion?
Yes, it's right there across from Murphy's on the main street side.
Yeah, I had to ask Trish today. I said, where the hell is the 404 Pavilion?
Yeah,
she said, you're from Paintsville? And I said, look, I didn't know where Alley on Main was until she dragged me in there one evening. And it was in the middle of some kind of a secret little meeting kind of thing. And Rob was, I don't give a damn if it's a secret. She said, it ain't going to be much of a secret when we get done with it. And I said, okay. But yeah.
AKA Terry's office supply.
Yes. That is how Trish described it to me. She said, okay, do you remember where back in the day when we all rode dinosaurs? And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Terry, yeah, I know where Terry Office Supply is at. And she said, okay. She said, Chris, beside the SIP Theater. And I said, oh, okay. Okay. Had so many memories and so many, and a lot of regrets too. You know, we all get busy with life.
Yeah.
There are certain people you don't want to answer the phone for, like the IRS. I've got something for them. Oh, yeah, there it is. And debt collectors and things like that. I get that. But when somebody you love or loves you calls you, make the time. Trust me.
The phone.
You don't answer
the phone.
You don't want to regret that.
No.
When they say, hey, come over and have a bowl of soup or a sandwich with me.
Go.
There is nothing that, let me tell you something, I could die tonight. This show and everything I've done, Stace can do it. My kid can take it over. My kid's got the talent. Well, I know she got the want to, but she's got the talent. Stace does. Caden. I'm grooming Caden right now to, learning the media thing because apparently he's got a knack for that. And he really does. I mean, he's very intelligent with that. But work is work. People are what matter.
Yeah.
Because when I got that news from Trish the other morning, I'm going to be, I asked Chelsea today, the mother of all stupid questions, how are you? As if I had to ask. And she said, to be honest, Chris, I'm trying to process this. And I said, yeah, me too. I can't wrap my mind around it.
I keep thinking it's a nightmare and I'm going to wake up and it's not real.
Me too. I think Stace would tell you the same thing. Because didn't you and I talk today, and didn't you say, Stace, that it felt like this was just a bad dream? It's not. This can't be real.
No.
Yeah. And,
what
I would do, baby, you're fine. Let it out. Cry. That's what we're here for. This is family. That's what Gatherings is all about. What did I say the mission statement of this show was? 2 words: to help. And I don't want anybody holding it in. If you need, I'll take you offline for a few seconds.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay. But that's what we do. This show is all about family. Everybody thinks that it's all about ghosts and it's all about spirits and it's all about me going off on criminals and going off and no. It's about family. This show is about helping people get through things like this. And here it is. Here we are sitting in the seat. We didn't want this. We didn't expect it. And let us not forget, and I'm sorry, I do not know the young girl's name, but she was in the Elantra. She was from Salyerville, 27 years old. It claimed her life and Robin's. So there's multiple tragedies here. Now you've got Gizzy, don't you, Sue?
Yes, I do. Yeah, he's over here asleep.
How's Gizzy doing?
Well, he's fine. He's eating. He's drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I had to take him to the vet today because he started not wanting to use his left paw, his left foot or leg or whatever. And when the vet looked at him, he said he was feeling around on him. He said, I don't feel anything broken. He said, I don't feel anything. He said, but he does flinch when I press on his wrist. Mm-hmm. So he gave me some inflammatories and said if he's not improved significantly by Monday, to bring him back and they'll do x-rays and stuff. But I was just afraid there was a piece of glass because he was thrown into the back of the van. And they said that the reason he survived, one of the reasons he survived was because he was so little.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a Shih Tzu, right?
uh-huh.
Okay, that's what I thought. I mean, I'd heard Robin talk several times, and don't get me wrong, I love those breeds. They're beautiful little animals. I just don't know much about them. But I remember he can be a loving dog. When
Oh, he is.
I'd walk up to the door and he thought he was a 500-pound German Shepherd.
Well, yeah, he thinks he's a big dog.
Yeah, I mean he yep, 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 and I was like, oh god, here we go. I said that dog's going to eat me up. And all Robin would have to say is Gizzy. Bam. Yes, mom.
Here, I'm gonna,
It was done.
if I can, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you Gizzy.
Mhm.
I don't know if you can see him or not, but smile for the camera, Gizzy. Look.
Yep, that's Gizzy.
There. See?
Oh, isn't he adorable?
He is. But he's lazy.
Yeah, no, he is. But I think that Robin would be. I think that Robin would be very happy that you've got him.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. She could tell Gizzy said, go look for Fancy. That's what she always referred to me as with Gizmo, Fancy.
Mm.
And say, go look for Fancy. And he'd get up in the window. And when I pulled up, he'd start barking like, she's here, Mom.
Oh,
But
he's absolutely he's adorable, and Robin loved him. I mean,
oh yeah,
she even
her
said,
baby.
she said Gizzy's like a child to me. I said, well, yeah. I said your pets, Peony and Enzo are like Stace's extended kids, adopted family. And Peony is a miniature dachshund who again thinks he's like a 400-pound Rottweiler.
She does, for
And
sure.
he's a little tiny miniature wiener dog. But man, he'll come at you, he'll lick you to death. Or she will, I should say. She'll lick you to death. So gotta get my pronouns right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, honey. So Stacey's like, hey, whatever. We're used to it.
We don't care.
No. But it's like so many people in the chat are talking right now, and we want to welcome everybody here. But so many people in the chat are talking right now. There is no easy way around loss. There's not. I've learned that from the loss that I've went through, Stacey. I mean, every single one of us in here right now have been touched by it at some point or another before now. And we all know there is no magic pill you can take or no light switch you can flip that's going to make this go away. It doesn't get easier. You simply learn how to cope with it. Even the ones like this that nobody saw coming. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody did. And nobody wanted this. I know I sure didn't.
no, God, no.
I mean, I find myself saying, why didn't she call? I would have took her. I would have done anything that I could have to help her. And so would any number of people. But I'm like everybody else. I still can't wrap my mind around it. So what you do is you get together, you have these celebrations of her life, because I think that's what she would have wanted. It's very much like Susan said. That's how she lived her life.
She did.
And I mean, what else can you do but that? You lean on each other. We all lean on each other. That's the reason for this show. And I think that's why it serves such a purpose. And that's why, I said we don't have fans, we have believers. We throw a little bit of humor in there with Lloyd, because Lloyd, even though he doesn't really mean to be, he's actually pretty funny. Just him being afraid of the dolls. I mean, he went to sit down on the couch tonight. He said, no, move that thing. Doll sitting there. So he didn't want anything to do with that. Stace has a series of nicknames for him. We won't get into that right now, but yeah, okay, it works. But he used to crack Robin up. She'd watch him and she'd be texting me going, oh my dear God. She said, And she actually called me one night after show. She said, "Is he really?" I said, "Oh yeah, yeah. He's not acting. If he is, he needs an Oscar or an Emmy or something." I said, "But he does not like them." And she just thought that was the funniest thing ever. And you hear whatever, but she was wonderful, and she was always offering help in anything that she could do. She offered
Yeah.
me. She said, "Look, I can research. I can do anything you want." And I was like, "Spread the word about it. Tell people about it. Tell people they've got a place to come."
Well, she was the one to go to then.
Yeah. If you didn't want it, yeah. If you wanted it out there, tell a prompt, telegraph, tell a robin. Sh she'd go. She'd go and well, she had Chelsea watching it one night, I think in North or South Carolina, whichever it was.
North
North
Carolina.
Carolina, yeah. And she said, "Well, Chelsea just messaged me and she liked it." And I said, "Well, I'm glad." I said, "All we gotta do is just do that on a bigger level." And, because, it's the thing, and I've said this before, it breaks my heart when a family comes to me and they say, "Look, we can't get any media attention on this. We can't get it covered. Why is that?" And this actually happened to me. And I said, "Do you want the truth?" "Yes." "Is it because we don't have money?" And I said, "That may be some of it." I said, "But I said a big part of it is you're not going to deliver the ratings for them. And without the ratings, they don't get the ratings dollars. They don't get the advertising dollars." I said, and she said, "Well, you don't seem to." I said, "I don't give a rat's ass about the ratings dollars." I said, "What I care about is, did you have a family member that you lost?" "Yeah." "Did you love them?" "Yeah." Enough said. Because Robin and I both strongly believe that, so does Stace. When you put people first, everything else will fall into line on down the road somewhere. That's fine.
Yeah.
And if I can do something to help find answers for a family, I mean, we're talking about people who have husbands, wives, grandkids, or maybe they have moms, dads, aunts, uncles, family, cousins, sisters. You don't know what could have been. I mean, look how many lives that Robin Burchett changed. How many lives she affected.
She had no idea.
Nor do we.
No.
But I can tell you this, that number is going to be high.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of people. Stacia and I both pretty much spent the day in tears. And it just hits out of nowhere. And you know what I'd say to somebody that's going through that? Let it fly. Let the tears fly. Number one, she was worth it. She may not have wanted it, but she was worth it. And number two, holding back grief is like holding back, it's like a dam trying to hold back too much water. Don't do that. Let it go. Find somebody that you can lay your head on their shoulder and just cry. For somebody that you can video chat and just cry. Somebody that you can talk to on the phone. Somebody that you can get together with. Like you guys, like's going to happen tomorrow night and then Saturday night. And talk about the funny stuff.
Yeah.
I'm Robin's mother, Barb. Thank you, Chris. She always spoke good of you. I don't have enough good words to say about her. I don't have the words. I remember once that she and I had gone out somewhere I don't know where it was. It's Pine Mountain, the grill. And we went there because it was a nice quiet little place. We could just sit and chat and yap. She got the taco salad, and I got a quesadilla. And neither one of us kept eating on each other's food, so we just eventually put them right in the middle, and said, "Just have at it." You know, that's what we did. We always had a laugh. We always had smiles. We always had Stace, the picture she sent. That was where that was took. And you know, there's so much, and I don't think I'll ever forget any of it. I just can't, because it's kind of ingrained in the DNA. Now, Stacey, you brought up a really good point earlier, and if you can, not to put the pressure on you, baby girl, but if you can, talk to us about her with names, because you knew this one better than I did.
You're the same way. You all had this knack for getting everybody's names wrong. Every time she'd get mad at Chris, and she'd call me or she'd text me. She said, "That asshole, I swear he's pulling a disappearing act on me." And I said, "Robin, you know how he is." She said, "Yeah, I wish I did." She said, "But you know how I am." I said, "Yes, sister, I know."
There's a reason I put she was quick to forgive. So it's. Now, what was it she'd call Agnes? Agnes?
Yeah, that old Agnes doll. When I come over to your house, you put that old Agnes up.
And you got to think of Robin saying it. You got to think of Robin saying, Agnes. She said, "That old Agnes doll." She said, "That thing just looks evil." And I said, "It's Agnes, baby." I said, "Think Aldi, you know, the really cheaper than Save-A-Lot grocery store, and just replace the LD with an GN." And she said, Agnes, or whatever you want to call it. She said, "That doll's different."
I'll tell you, there ain't nothing like her.
And literally, I'd sit there and look at her like this.
And she gets so livid mad at, and you all listen, everybody that's close to her knows what I'm talking about. She get livid mad at Chris.
Oh,
and then love him
Yeah.
again the next day.
Mm-hmm.
She called Depot Road Depot Road.
Depot Road. This is what I'm talking about. This is Robin. She is.
I love her.
Rotten.
I mean, she was just awesome. I mean, but you know, you could look over all that, and it would
does,
be
Trace. She really loves it.
what, Agnes?
Trace says Paisley loves that doll. LOL.
Oh,
she don't, because I tricked her with it one night.
Oh, you didn't.
I did.
You know, in the video you saw in the opening, that was Agnes coming up behind Lloyd. Now, Lloyd will seriously.
Here we go.
Out of the room. You just saw him in the chat. Not me.
This is the first day he set up.
No. He gets up and he leaves. He will get out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that he would absolutely crack Robin smack up. She would be messaging me in the middle of me and me going ding, and I'd be like,
and listen, Robin, every time she got a Goodwill,
oh my God, I'm about ready to fall over. And I'm like,
Goodwill trips, she buys me stuff. Every time she go to Goodwill, she buy me stuff. Every time. I bought you a shirt and I bought you a doll.
She did that for people.
Yeah. So generous.
She was.
She was generous with her.
You guys talk, and I got to be right back.
She was generous not with just material things, but with her heart.
Oh yeah.
She was just a generous person. Just so
she was. Every time that somebody would message me something or it seemed odd or something, she would tear right into them every time. She said, "They ain't gonna mess with you, not as long as I'm alive."
Robin knew.
And I said, "Well, sister, I swear your temper's as bad as mine." She said, "You better believe it."
She knew.
She just keep me rolling.
She knew
me rolling.
Since I was a kid, I was a Star Wars geek. And yeah, I'm really letting my geekdom show. So she calls me one night. She said, "Hey, Treble, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm sitting here trying to get into trouble."
Mm-hmm.
Said, and this was back in the winter. It was still very cold outside. And I think maybe one of her friends had brought her up here to bring it to, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure. But anyways, she came up and she said, I brought you some, because she knew also I loved hot chocolate. I mean, really, who don't? And she knew it was a Star Wars gift.
And what about the suckers that she
Oh
had to
my
get
God, she
you
brought me big bags of Dum Dums. Yes.
to?
I mean, I said, baby, I said, I'm not going to be able to go through those in 2 months. And she said, well, then make it 3. And I said, okay. I mean, eventually I learned, just shut up. You ain't going to win.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I said,
Shut up.
so anyway, she brought me up this box and it's in a bag. And she said, well, take it out of the bag. And I took it out of the bag, and with 2 great big packs of hot cocoa was this cup that she got me, which is a Star Wars character. It's Boba Fett. And, it's a little cup, and I use it for hot chocolate and coffee and all that. But that was a gift from her, along with 2 little figurines. And she knew I liked, my favorite, in DC, my favorite superhero is Superman.
Yeah.
Specifically, either Christopher Reeve or Henry Cavill. Christopher Reeve was my Superman. And in Marvel, it's Tony Stark's Iron Man. And it's all because of one line that he said that I thought that is very much me talking. It's in Iron Man 2 when he's leaving the Senate hearing and he says, I will serve this country at the pleasure of myself. And if I've proven anything, it's that you can count on me to pleasure myself. So, and I thought, that sounds like something I'd say. And that cracked her up. She was like, my God. She said, you and him have something in common. I said, yeah, I know. I said, we're bad. But she brought me Iron Man stuff, Marvel stuff. And I mean, that was just her thinking of other people. She'd do the same thing for Stace. She did the same thing for a lot of people. We're not alone in that.
And she gave Lloyd his own nickname also.
Oh, what was that?
Dipshit.
So that's not a Stace original. It's a Robin.
Because listen, me and her, we would talk for hours. You guys just don't even know.
That's something else.
We would go through everything, and she would hear if me and him were into it or saying anything, and all she'd hear him. She said, "I'm gonna beat his ass, that dipshit."
That was Robin. That
I
was
said,
Robin
he sure
Williams.
is, isn't he? And she said, I swear. She said, if nobody knows him, knows how he really is. And I know you've heard it too.
Man, she was. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, the best one ever is when she
told
get
me
mad
she
at.
Said, my God, she said that man would make a freight train want to take a dirt road.
The best one's when she used to get mad at Randy. Remember that, Susan?
Oh Lord, yeah, she get mad at Randy.
Oh mercy, she get mad. She would keep us rolling.
Mad at. So yeah. Randy was out there too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was always a you can just always guarantee a good laugh with that one.
Oh man,
because we all know him so well, and then she just gets so upset about stuff. And then
I didn't know Randy until I'd met him at April Pennington's memorial or a celebration of life that we had.
She loved him. That was her brother.
Yeah, and I'd met him, and I said, okay, and I told Robin, I said, well, I met this guy Randy, and she's like, oh my God, yeah, and it was Randy.
Yeah.
She said,
Shannon.
And I said, yeah. And she's like, well, let me tell you about him. Because she was on a kick against him.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit, here we go.
She cracked you up over it. And Shannon mentioned that about the blanket she got you, Chris.
Yes. God, that was beautiful. And I didn't see that one coming. I didn't expect you to bring that one up, to be honest. I do remember it. Yeah.
I remember her telling me all about it when she ordered it.
Mm-hmm. It was beautiful. Yeah. I told her, I said, you don't have to give me anything. You don't have to. And her exact words were, you shut that mouth. If you looked up Southern lady in the dictionary, it was not beside of it. It was. I mean, but now she was a lady. No, don't make no mistake about it. And she could just throw down with the best of them. I mean, when she got there, and when she called you, you'd look down and it'd be 10 o'clock, and you'd look back up and it'd be 12:30 or 1.
She just tired of taking shit from everybody. She ain't gonna take it no more.
Well, yeah, and she had every right to be that way.
That's right.
You know, we
And I
talk
told her
on the
that.
phone.
I said, "Babe," I said, "you cannot put anybody else first all the time." I said, "You've got to take time
She
for
did.
you. You've got to."
Her son and her daughter and her grandbaby.
Yeah. Yeah, which great kid. You know, they're great people.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
you know, really, I'm talking about people that try to take advantage of her. I said, "Put your foot down and say, hell no."
Yeah.
I said, because if you didn't know her, you would think, oh, she'd be easy to take advantage of. You know, she'd be easy to, you know, take my whatever.
Lloydie Bug.
Um, what's he doing?
Kayla has killed me tonight.
Oh, matching frills, of course. It's
I'm so
look,
glad you're here, Kayla.
Lloydie Bug.
Make me laugh tonight.
Good Lord, Kayla. Like I said, you all have stumbled into a family, albeit a little dysfunctional, but we're okay.
It's okay to be dysfunctional.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
right.
Furfy, Durfy.
You know, we talked 2 or 3 times a day, every day,
She mentioned you to me a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and
I sure did, baby girl.
I don't know how many times I picked up the phone, you know, to message her, because I didn't call her as much as she called me, because you know she was in she was a
She loved to call.
and wait, yeah, and
She did,
I
didn't
don't
she?
know how many times I picked up my phone to message her about something. She's not going to read it.
No.
I still message her anyway.
I thought about that all day.
I messaged her all day today, off and on.
Yeah.
You might try that, Susan. It might help you.
Well,
And it's not about holding on to somebody who's no
I love
longer
you,
with
Kayla.
us in this life. But I do honestly believe that this life goes on. And if that is a little part of a healing process for you, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're Lloyd Goofy. It just means that you love her and you're expressing that in your own way, in your own time. You know, look, my parents have been gone since 2019. I still message them. Trevor's been gone, still message him. Ollie, still message him. And of course, don't forget that you are in the land of the living, and Robin would want you to remember that too. Don't forget to send those messages to your other friends, Patricia, and the list goes on. You know who they are far better than I do, but it's okay. I mean, I don't think that's crazy at all. I think it's part of the healing process.
It is.
And nobody expected to lose her.
No. I've got some voicemails from her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ready to listen to them yet, but I've got and I thank God that I saved them, because
Well, I tell you what
Me too.
I'll do for you, and I'd be happy to do this for you if you want when you're ready. I will actually put those on the studio here. As you can see, I've got a setup that, I mean, I can Bluetooth right into my system and record audio conversations, and that means voice messages too. And we
Let
can
me see
save
what they
those.
say first.
Well, we can save those.
I
We
can't
can
play
save them
mine.
and put them on CD, put them on whatever you want. Or I can email them to you and you can just store them and you've got them forever.
Okay.
But I would do that for anybody that was friends of her. Chris States is right. I texted my cousins. Yeah. Yes, it does help a lot. It does. You know, there's 1,000 different things. And, you know, don't feel like you're losing your mind because you talk to her. I was driving down the road today talking to her, because I do believe that just because we cannot necessarily hear them with these, I think they can hear us. And I think that when we call on them, they're there. There's been times I've smelled my mother's perfume, Vanilla Fields. There's been times I have felt Trevor's presence right around me. There's been a few times I felt my dad's. And I do expect that there'll be times that we, at different times, will know Robin's with us, because she is. I loved what Kelsey had told me today, that her mom was like a social butterfly, and when she smiled, she sparkled.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, that's very true. And she was a very social person. Um, she could walk up to somebody and just start having a conversation with them. I'm not necessarily that way. I'm more of a. It's not that I want to be alone. I just my personality's not quite that way. But I always found it amazing how she could do that. And I said, "Did you know them?" She said, "Yeah, I went to school with them years ago," and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Kayla said that Gizzy's gonna know
Yeah.
she's there for sure. There's no doubt.
She'll
'Cause I
check
do
on him
believe that
first thing.
animals can see and hear things that we can't.
Yeah.
Uh, well, Carla, you didn't get to see her here on Apple Day, and she had called, but I answered, and she had already hung up. I missed her, and I know she would always tell me that she loved me. Now I'll never hear it again. Yes, you can in your heart. She never got off the phone a time, I think, with Stacia or I that she didn't say I love you. Never. And
Check on me after every show.
yeah. It's one of those things that I'm just, remembering it is one thing, but actually hearing it is something entirely different. And I'd love to hear it again. That's the woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Yeah.
We give anything for 5 more minutes. Or if she called us, you might want to take a couple hours. But I'd give anything for that again.
Me too.
To hear when we got off this show tonight. But I know that there's, I think that it's wonderful that you and Chels have created a chance for people that can't be there Saturday to still come and get together on tomorrow night. I think that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Right now I've got a head count of 13, and we hope to have more.
What time's it going to start?
7:30. It gives Shannon time to get here and get checked into her motel,
Mhm.
and and get there and such. So it gives her a little bit of leeway. And then Chelsea's going to be here. She's on her way now,
Mhm.
and she's let me know from time to time that they're fine, but she loses service.
Mm.
And anyway, she's let me know that they're okay. Last I heard from her, she was about 5 hours out, which that's been a while ago.
Mhm.
And but she wants to go to Robin's apartment and stay and sleep in Robin's bed.
Mhm.
She wants to feel, and I told her, I said, if you think that'll help, do it.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to meet up with her tomorrow, and she wants to hold Gizmo. She just wants to love on him. But I had
That
to
will
go
be a
to
big
Robin's apartment today. I had to go to Robin's apartment today
Mhm.
and get some of Gizzy's things. And that was the hardest thing I think I've ever done. Right there at the door, I finally got the door unlocked. And I had to stand there about 5 minutes before I could walk in. But it had to be done. Gizzy had to have his stuff. But it was hard. It was hard. But it had to be done, and I done it. I parked on 4th Street so that Gizzy wouldn't, because Gizzy was with me. This is after I took him to the vet.
Mm.
So I parked on 4th Street so that I wouldn't be in front of her apartment, and I walked over to her apartment because I didn't want him to think that he was going home, and that his mommy was there.
Yeah.
So I just avoided her street completely. But I believe that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Not
I
completely.
expected to open the door and she would be sitting in that recliner.
Yep.
Yeah. With that big smile on her face, looking at you. Yeah.
But Gizzy's okay. He's the vet said it's gonna be a big adjustment for him, but he's doing okay. You know, he's eating and he's drinking. You know, and he's he's been wonderful. He slept all night and most of the day, but I needed him right now.
Yes.
I needed him right now.
Kind of odd how that works out, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he sleeps right. He sleeps right by me. I mean, you know, he's
I mean, sit back and think about that for a minute. We lose Robin, but yet she knew that you would need, and that Giz would need, and here you are together.
well. We picked him up yesterday in West Liberty,
Mm-hmm.
and the lady that picked him up from the scene, um, when she saw him, she said, "I can't take him to the animal shelter,"
No.
and so she took him to her house, and this was in Wolfe County, and she said. Um, you know, she was saying that she took him to the vet, and that everything looked good and everything. You know, the vet's office, and I tried to pay her. Um, I tried to pay her. I tried to give her gas money, but she didn't want me to go 64 to get to her house to pick him up because I'd have had to come through that scene. And she said, "It, you don't want to see it." She said, "You don't want to see it." And but when he stood up in the window, he started wagging his tail when he saw me.
He knew you.
Yeah, he knew me. He
Mm-hmm.
knows me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's every step I take through this house, he does too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he used to follow Robin around too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wish I could tell him that his mommy's coming home, but
No. Something can't. Something inside of me tells me he knows. Something tells me. But we do have the promise that one day we'll all be back together,
yeah.
never to be separated again.
Well, anybody that's on here don't have to worry about Gizzy. He's going to be taken care of.
Which, to be honest with you, that tickles me. I'm happy for that. I am. Because
But
he is a cute little feller. He's
yeah,
just
he
adorable.
is.
He's
He is.
adorable.
He is.
And he's full of love.
He hates cats.
Yeah. Well, there's other
And
dogs he didn't care much for either. So
well, that's the truth. That's the truth. But he especially hates cats. When I had him at the vet today, there was a cat over there meowing. It was everything I could do to hold on to him. And the lady that got him,
Mm.
somebody had thrown out this little 2-week-old kitten, and she got it and has been taking care of it. It's 3 weeks old now. She's having to bottle feed it. Well, she went in after she got Gizzy situated and everything. She went in there and bottle fed it. And she said, and I laid it down. And she said, and I turned around. She said, I heard a little trotting come through. She said, here he comes. She said, oh no, oh no, oh no. Because she didn't know if he would think that it was a toy.
Mm.
So anyway, she said, but she said he started grooming that little kitten. That's what she told me yesterday. That's what she told us.
That's surprising.
I know it started grooming that little kitten. Now, what about that?
I guess he took that caring sense after his mom.
Yeah.
Because God knows she did. I mean,
Yeah, she did.
It's like I said earlier, she wasn't one in a million, she wasn't one in a billion, she was one of one.
Yeah, there's nobody else like her.
Not out of the 8-some billion people in this world.
Nope.
Nobody like her.
Nope.
Nobody I've ever met, anyways, in my 54 years around. Nobody I've ever seen. Well, so again, tomorrow at the golf course at 7:30, you say?
7:30. Yes.
Okay. And people will be able to order food and
Yeah. No, they don't have mixed drinks, but they've got beer and wine coolers and
they got soft drinks too, right?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've got I've never had anything bad there. Anything I've ever gotten is good.
Well, if anybody knows exactly where it'd be Lloyd Gullett. He spends as much time at that golf course in the rough as he does anywhere else, looking for golf balls and whatever else. So, whereas Robin would call him dipshit.
Yep. King dipshit.
God, I love her. She was just awesome. And then the 404 Pavilion, which is going to be Saturday. Now, what time are people going to start to get together there?
Starts at 11.
Okay.
And I talked to Chelsea, and she said that the pavilion is arranging the food and everything. And
nice.
Anybody can bring something if they want. I'm really not sure what kind of food it is. If it's a meal or if it's finger foods or whatever.
I think whatever people would want is, whatever. One of the things I had read, and I think that you posted it, if I'm not mistaken, what Chelsea had wrote about not having a funeral, but a celebration of life and a more intimate ceremony down the road a little piece.
Yeah.
Because look, nobody wants to see, to have the last, and I think that Chelsea was so right. Nobody wants to have the last view of the people they love in a casket.
Yeah.
She said that she'd much rather remember her mom the way she was in life. And I kind of get that because that's how we handled my mom. We didn't have her out we had pictures of her. We had a memorial service at which I spoke. Trevor played guitar. My daughter sang. And then Dad didn't want anything like that. But I really respect what Chelsea's doing there. I think it's a good thing. And I think that it's going to help a lot of people because in their own way, they can say, how much they loved her. And stand up and talk about it. Get it out. And like I said, don't fight the tears. Let them come. Let them come.
Yeah, and even tomorrow night, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to sit and talk about the.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to, sit and talk about the good times, and
that's it. That's what you do.
Laugh, cry, scream. I mean, we're pretty well going to have the place to ourselves. I think, I'm pretty sure we're just.
Yeah.
Because there's no ball game tomorrow night or anything like that. That'll take up the bar.
No.
And so it's just going to be basically for her.
Yeah. And, if you want to honor her memory, honor what she stood for.
Yeah.
And anybody that knows her or anybody that knew her knows what she stood for.
Yeah. And can I make a suggestion?
Yes, absolutely.
The animal shelter in Wolfe County was so wonderful. Mm-hmm. See, they're taking care of Sissy's body, Robbie's dog that didn't survive. Mm-hmm. They're taking care of it. having her cremated. They took care of Gizmo. I mean, and this is all on the animal shelter's dime. Make a donation to Wolf County Animal Shelter. I tried to give her money. I tried to give her gas money at least, and she wouldn't take it. So, if you can, make a donation to Wolf County.
That sounds like
Animal.
another kind-hearted human being. It does.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what her last name is, but her first name was Rhonda, and a very, very sweet person. Philip and I went and picked up Gizmo yesterday, and she was so sweet. She was such a sweet person. And I had talked to her before then, and she assured me that that Gizzy had been taken well care of, and she even offered to keep him for a few days if we needed to. And I said, I just need to get him. I just need to get him to give him some kind of normalcy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Philip and I went and got him yesterday, and he had 3 cheeseburgers yesterday because I felt like he needed to be spoiled a little bit. Where you going?
I would say you're right.
So he's been wonderful. He's been
That's
very well behaved, and he's just been great.
Carla Arms just suggested make a donation in Robin's honor.
In Robin's honor, yes.
That's
a
a
good
great idea.
Carla. Thank you.
That's a great idea, I think.
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you.
that's a beautiful idea. Because one of the things that she stood for, she loved animals.
She did.
She did.
Yeah, she did.
She was just a wonderful person to be around.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. So, with that being said, once again, tomorrow at 7:30 at the Paintsville Country Club.
Upstairs.
And then at the 404 Pavilion, which is on Main in Paintsville, Saturday at 11. And I'm telling you, I got a feeling meeting Chelsea will be like meeting a little Robin.
Yeah. She is. I've met her.
Yeah. Well, stands to reason. Robin raised her. So, yeah, stands to reason. But God, I just can't help but pray for them too.
Yeah.
Because, here's the thing. It's going to hit us all even harder yet. Right now, most of us are still in shock. This is going to get worse on us. It's going to get harder. Lean on each other.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I would tell Robin that I love you.
Yeah.
And God,
I love you, Robin.
Miss you so much. And it's just going to get.
And tell your friends. Tell your friends you love them, your family.
Yes.
No one will be the last time.
That's what I'm saying. What Robin stood for. Never let it go.
Right.
Never let it go without saying it. Because we don't
grudge.
know when it's going to. Yeah. Don't hold grudges.
Don't hold grudge.
She told me that she learned a lot of stuff about life from her grandma. That must have been one hell of a woman.
Mammy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mammy. Yep. Mammy.
Her mammy.
I want to put the phone down. I got to get Gizmo back up here. Just a minute. Come on, baby.
Well, Gizmo can say hi to us if he wants.
Okay, look here. There's the people want to see you. Look.
There's Gizzy. Hi, Gizzy.
People want to see you. Look.
Yeah, he is so adorable.
He is.
That's our Gizzy.
Yeah.
Out of all the conversations we had, I'm assuming that she named him after the Gremlins Gizmo.
I have no idea.
But she got the name Gizzy somewhere, and it just suits him. It fits him.
Yeah, it does.
I want to share this. Amanda just chimed in. Amanda Castle, Woody's wife. Eric has a Special Olympics tournament Saturday in Prestonsburg. So we hope to be with everyone tomorrow evening. Eric had made Robin a bracelet, and he wants to give it to her daughter.
Oh, how sweet.
I'm glad I got his name right. Yeah. Yeah, but God, Robin loved Eric. Oh
Oh,
Lord, she's
I've
crazy
got
about.
yes.
pictures of them together that she sent me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dancing with him, but Eric's just a cool guy. He's awesome.
he
Yep.
is. He's awesome.
And Tina's going crazy over Gizzy puppy. Yep.
Tina
Yeah.
loves puppies.
Yep. Oh, Gizzy is awesome. He
He
is
is.
completely awesome. And Kayla said he's handsome. He's very
Mm-hmm.
He is a handsome boy.
handsome. My
You know,
Gizzy
this
baby.
dog is so spoiled that he sleeps on a heating pad, so I had to get him some
Yes.
heating pad.
Robin had him on. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Slept on a heating pad.
I told her, I said, hell, I don't sleep that good.
Yeah. Said this dog's treated better than most children.
Cat dog's been treated better than most people. Yeah.
There it is, really.
That dog had it made. So, and I'm pretty sure that will continue at Susan's place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that is going. Yeah. Eric was her
Yep.
baby. She said, yes, Eric
Yep,
was
he was.
Robin's baby.
Absolutely. She loved Eric so
She
much.
sure did.
Oh, she's crazy about him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
She would talk to me for, I mean, she'd just go on and on and on about it. And to be quite honest, I loved listening to it. I thought
Yes.
it was awesome. I just thought it was great the way that she was with people. What was it? She had, and one of our goofy moments that we got caught at, we were out somewhere or another, and somebody had said, or, said something slick or something, and I was just ready to, and I looked over at Rob and I said, I'm getting ready to go full-blooded, and it wasn't, was it,
Redneck.
Comanche. I said, I'm getting ready to go Comanche on somebody. And she said, what are you now? Chief Kick a Bitch from the Slap-a-Hoe tribe? And I'm sitting there behind the wheel and I'm looking at her and I'm like, what? She said, Chief Kick a Bitch from the Slap-a-Hoe tribe. Is that who you are now? I said, all I said was I'm getting ready to go Comanche on him. And it was some little
Me too, Trey.
20-something-year-old punk. And I was like, yeah, well, I said, yeah, okay. But she had a way of bringing me down. She was great. She just, because you couldn't help but laugh, especially when I got to go over to Depot Road.
Depot Road. Yeah.
Depot Road.
Yep. Got to go across
Or
Depot Road.
did you see that doll that Stace has, that Agnes? Was it Agnes?
Put that old ugly Agnes up.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So I don't know, but Sue, thanks for talking with us tonight. We're going
We
to go
appreciate
ahead.
you coming on.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate it. I think it's helped. It's helped some.
It will. There's none of the, healing does not happen overnight. It's different for different people. If people need counseling, then I would recommend you get counseling. You get therapy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Or grief share. A lot of churches have grief shares.
Grief shares. That's
And
that's kind of what this is. Kind of.
Holler at me. I'll cry with you.
Okay.
Yeah, Stace was doing it before we got on the air tonight, and of course, there's 1,000 little things around here I see that remind me of her, and
Yeah, I know it. Me too.
Purine's little, my cocoa cup that she got me. It brings tears to my eyes, and the blanket, of course, and all this other. And I was like, wow. Shannon, it is. This is part of what we do, especially for somebody that we love so dearly. People don't understand the impact that she's had on what Stace and I do and what we do as a team. And there's like 5 or 6 of us. There's people behind the scenes. We've got Lloyd, of course, who we've not seen much of tonight, but Lloyd is there.
He's been really sick.
Yeah,
We've had a bad week here.
My Destiny and Kay and Crystal that does research for us, and Tina, and we've got Cookie Brooke, who is doing the t-shirt line and the merchandise line, and Tracy, and there's a lot of people. But Robin I was ready to just be done. And she told me, "You can be tired, but you ain't never going to be done." She said, "Chris, this thing's going." She said, "You all are going somewhere." She said, "And it's somewhere where you probably don't even see." And I said, "Hell, every time I run in or every time I walk out the door, I hit the frame." I said, "So no, I probably don't see it." And she said, "Well, I do." So, doing this tonight for her and her memory, that's the least that I could do. The least. And I will make it public right now, and I'll tell Chels, and I'll tell her brother.
Yeah,
Her
Chelsea's
grand.
on the road, so she's
Yeah,
so
well,
you know.
this will be posted up on Facebook. She can watch it tomorrow whenever
Good.
she wants. But
Okay.
I'll tell her if there's anything I can do. And Susan, if it's okay with you, I'll text you my cell phone number,
Sure.
and you can have it to use. I think no, I don't think I did send it to Chels, but give it to Chels if she
Okay.
needs me for anything. If I can do
Well,
it, it'll be done.
can you all be there tomorrow night?
I can be.
Well, then
I
I
don't know
have at
about
least
Stace. I don't know how she's feeling now. She's had a little rumble here lately with bad luck, but it's
but both of you come if you can, because it's for Robin, and
mhm. Yeah.
we all love her.
Yes. This is the gatherings, Carla. That's what we do. This is what we do, and it's every Thursday. We may not have a memorial to somebody every Thursday, but we have a memorial to several people every Thursday. This is all about keeping their memories alive. This is what we do. We want people to know. And there's the Mountain Mysteries family. You can look on there, and there's a reason it says family, and under it says you're not alone. You're not. None of you all are. None of us are alone. Nobody does anything alone in this life. Robin knew that.
Yeah.
Maybe better than I do.
And she wouldn't let you go through anything alone either.
No, she'd be right there by your side. And I think we put that
Helped
in
me through a lot.
if she could do something to either help or solve a problem, she'd do it.
Absolutely.
And anytime you got around her and just give her 5 minutes, let her talk, you're going to forget about whatever it is you're going through.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be all out there in left field somewhere with her, and you're going to be like, uh-huh. And that's eventually what I learned to just say to her was, uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, this would be kind of like a family reunion for me. I ain't had one of those in a while because we ain't been able to get everybody paroled at the same time, but that's okay. That was a joke. So, get them all paroled at the same time. So, yeah, it's but yeah. So come down and share the memories and just get it out. You can't leave it bottled up. It'll drive you crazy. Trust me. If it wasn't for Stace and if it wasn't for when Mom and Dad died, Trevor did so much to help. Then lost him, and here comes Stace stepping in. Stace and my kid and a bunch of we all need somebody. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Susan, thank you so much for being with us tonight, honey.
Well, thank you for having me and listening to me.
No, thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you. This is how her memory stays alive, is by people talking.
Yeah.
And thinking about her and continuing to love her. And like I said, don't be afraid and don't be ashamed to text her, message her, whatever it takes.
Yeah. I'm
When you're ready.
Yeah. I don't think I'm ready yet, but
when you're ready, honey. And you will be. It'll take time, but you will be. All right. Susan, we love you.
Love you, Susan.
Love y'all too.
You have a good night.
Y'all take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And a great big thanks to her for coming on tonight and
Yeah.
sharing.
I know it was hard.
Yes, it was. But it's like she said, Robin was worth that.
Absolutely.
She was worth that.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is, who we did it for. And like I said, without her, I just, this thing, I don't know. I don't know where, where we would have been. But, she's just somebody that refused to let you quit. So, but Stace, it is about 10:38, my dear. So I will let you go. And I hope that you get to feeling better.
Yeah. If
And
not, we'll
expect a
just head on
message
back to
from
the
me.
hospital.
Let's hope that does not have to happen.
So we've had enough of it this week.
Tell Lloyd to stay away from them damn Big Macs.
Yeah, no more Big Macs for you either.
Yeah. I'm staying away from them.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a good boy.
That's just the worst thing I've ever seen anybody go through.
Good Lord, knock a buzzard off a gut wagon.
Yeah.
But we will say goodnight to everybody. And if you can, of course, support us. You can reach out to us. I've sent several people my address that they can send checks or money orders to, because not everybody uses Venmo, PayPal, or anything like that. Yeah. And I got a few today. And of course, when you look in the closing credits here, you'll see their names. And a great big thank you to everybody that supports us. Without you guys, we couldn't do this. We just couldn't. The cost of everything is going up. I remember back in the day when you could buy a Hershey's bar for 25 cents. Now you can't get one for under $1.25, or $2. That's more like it. Everything's going up. That's just life. So expect a message from me in just a few minutes. Okay. All right.
All right. Love everybody.
Okay. Love you bunches. And everybody else, we hope that you have a good night. And thank you for being here with us tonight. Like and subscribe.
We're here. Our merch. Don't forget our merch.
Yeah. We've got
new merch. Like Tracy, thanks for reminding us.
And that's all over the Mountain Mysteries Facebook page, 606 Paranormal. You can add Brooke Casey. That's BROOKECASEY. She's the one making them. And trust me, the stuff is very reasonably priced. I think you can get ball caps for like $18, which is less than you'd pay in some places for something with a logo on it, sports logo or whatever.
Love you, Kayla.
Yeah, and we do love you guys, every single one of you.
Yes.
And remember, set your value high, because you're worth it. You're worth it. And if you think you're worthless right now, if you're feeling it, don't. Because I will promise you, the one thing in this life that will never change is that everything will always change. Good night. We love you. May God bless you. And as always, stay mysterious. And to Robin, we'll never forget. And we'll always love you. Good night, everyone.